Hello, my name is Rudy and I'm with Forsyth County Public Libraries. Today we're going to be making a flower fairy craft. To make your flower fairy craft, you're going to follow these steps. Like that. You're going to make it kind of circular. If you wanted to make it more oval, that's totally fine. I'm going to go ahead and make a neck. And then I'm going to make arms and the 5 fingers. Kind of making the arms be wide out from the body so that I can attach more leaves or flowers when it comes time to do that. Then I'm going to go ahead and make the torso. I'm going to make it long enough so that you can probably get past where the arms end. And then I'm going to start making a bell shape. Just because my fairy is going to be a girl fairy with a big dress. And then, last but not least, I'm going to draw 2 legs. And then the feet. And of course, feel free to adjust it if you make a mistake. Now for step 2, I'm going to take my fairy drawing and start adding flower petals and the leaves onto my fairy. So the first thing I'm going to go ahead and do is take one of these flowers and start cutting some of the individual buds. Okay, so I've got the little tiny pieces on this side, and I'm going to go ahead and clear them off of where I want them to be. And so with that, I'm going to go ahead and arrange the flowers like a hairstyle. Push those flower petals off. Make an upside down U on your page just above where the head is. And that way you can just stick the rose petals, whatever flower you're using, or even the leaves, onto where you want her hair to be. Just like that. And of course you can make her have whatever style hair you want. So it should look something like that. Okay, so the next step you're going to be doing is adding the leaves, using maybe even real leaves, or if you've run out of real leaves, fake flower leaves, like by this one, which you can definitely pull off from my bouquet. Usually these are pretty easy to do. And then that would be a great pattern for your dress. Or if your flowers are big enough, which these are not, they can even be the actual dress. So for mine, I'm going to be using leaves as her tunic and as well as part of her dress. So what I'm going to do first is going to take the leaves and kind of figure out where I want to place them on the paper. Make a pattern if I want to. Maybe even switch out some things. That's why it's nice not to put the glue on first, but kind of move around the leaves and the flower petals until you get a good idea of what you want the outfit to be. If you're unsure about how you want the flowers to look like, you can always do little random dots like I'm doing right now. That way you can go back and add more glue if you need to. So I'm going to add my tunic first. I'm going to flip the leaf around to make it easier for me to glue on. And that way it can kind of be more flat on the page. And don't worry if it's sticking out. We'll figure out a way to fix that in the next step. Again, sometimes if you want, you can definitely use your glue stick instead of the glue if there are some really stubborn pieces that won't stick on the paper. Of course, I'm using thicker paper, but if you use thinner paper like printer paper, it's definitely a lot easier to glue on your pieces than when you use cardstock. When you use cardstock, it does last a little bit longer though. And it won't be warped once you're done. So next, after I put on my petals, I'm going to go ahead and stick on my flower petals just to give it some color. Again, if you're having trouble getting some of the flower petals or the leaves to stick, I can show you a neat trick in the next step. Now for step 3, you're going to go ahead and make some accessories using any of the leftover leaves, or if you want flower petals. Okay, for this next step, you're going to go ahead and take some of your ribbon, or if you don't have ribbon, you can use the shoelaces, or balloon string, or fancy string, or even a solid color ribbon. Just be sure to make it just kind of more thicker, the better. And I'm using sheer ribbon just because you can see the leaves through it. You're going to take your glue, dab a little dot onto the side of where you want the ribbon to be, and on the other side, take your glue stick, make a line from the first dot to the second dot. Take whatever color ribbon or a string you want to use and lay it gently on the problem leaves. Maybe another dot. And then press gently on it. And do the same to the other side. Turn it out a little bit. So I'm going to take the glue again, dab a dot on the side of the dress and other side of the dress. Take a glue stick again, make a line from the first dot to the second dot. You take your ribbon, press gently on it, and if you wanted to adjust the rest of the dress, feel free to do that. If you think the petals are too much, if you wanted to fiddle around with it, go ahead and use your glue stick for the more delicate pieces. Of course, you can always use a combination of ribbon and string. Which is what I'm going to do to make the outline of the dress and to help create a little bit of more design to it. Now when you're using balloon ribbon like this, it's best to lay it flat. Take your glue stick and add some glue on there first before you add it on the page. So I kind of want to make it look like it's the boundary for the dress. And again, press gently on it. If it's not sticking, feel free to use a little dot right where you want it to kind of press it down a little and hold. If you have too much string, definitely feel free to cut. Again, add a dot of glue, press gently, and there's that side. I'm just going to use the scraps from that to make the other side. And again, take your glue stick and your ribbon and go like that. Then you're going to go ahead and add it to your liking. You can definitely take that ribbon and use it to your advantage by adding a dot and the ribbon to kind of hold it in place. And press gently on the leaf. And again, you can do the same to this side. Again, once you do that, you can go ahead and cut the ribbon and the string to your liking. And that's it. Now for step 4, you're going to go ahead and take your markers and make some accessories using any of the leftover leaves, or if you want flower petals to make the shoes or a necklace or a purse to go along with your flower fairy. So I'm going to take my leaf, I'm going to cut it in half so I can kind of make each leaf shoe be about the same. So once you get those two cut out, you're going to place them kind of on the bottom of the legs and you have your shoes. You're also going to be making sure that you just place them on first on the paper before you glue them on. So once you get a good idea of how big they are, you can definitely trim it to make them smaller. Or you're going to go ahead and just write Happy Earth Day on the bottom of your paper. That concludes our flower fairy craft. Feel free to post it on your fridge, window, or your room for others to see to celebrate Earth Day.